Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is TripleForteMatt, and today I want to review all three Dying Light E3 announcement and gameplay trailers, as well as the interview that went up a while ago regarding the story of Dying Light 2. I'm going to show all three of them to you and link them as well as the interview I'm speaking of in the description down below so that I can compare and contrast various changes to the story and gameplay mechanics that they display. Using that footage as well as what we've seen from the original Dying Light and its following DLC, I'm going to add my own thoughts and opinions about what will possibly be in the next game. From the 2014 E3 trailer, this video will cover story and the day and night cycle, how it was used to promote the game. The 2018 E3 trailer will show connections to the previous game and questions about the time period. And for the last 2018 trailer, it will talk about story endings and gameplay concerns regarding combat, nighttime cycles, and parkour. Hopefully you guys are excited. If you are, drop a like on the video and let's get into it.
You're fast. You're smart. Agile. I could use your help.
I'm not a murderer.
Of course you are, my friend. In the right circumstances, anyone is.
Going out at night is fucking suicide. You don't want to get caught out there after the sun goes down.
Alright, so after reviewing our first trailer from 2014's E3, there wasn't really much that you could pick up on about the story, except that we're indirectly introduced to Rice, Kyle Crane, and we hear Brecken in the background. The only thing that's implied is Crane's conflict with adapting to the city's various foes, which are zombies in particular for this trailer. About a minute and a half is spent discussing what goes on during the day, and the rest is devoted to promoting the dynamic dilemma of the nighttime infected, which really helps set this game apart from its competitors.
It's been 15 years since the fall. The city is a corpse, and we are the worms. We burrow in it, fighting for every useful piece of land to preserve ourselves from the terrors of the night and the horrors of the day.
I know not who can hear my voice. I shall therefore speak a word unto hear. Anyone who dares to steal food will be hanged, and their bodies will be exposed.
Every day we rise from dust to choose between bad and worse.
Get him! You're dead now!
And these choices we take to survive will create the world to come. You know the drill. Get to the nearest safe house and wait until dawn. Good night, and good luck.
And since we talked about the story from the first trailer, I just wanted to say that it seems like Dying Light 2 will have no connection to the first game nor the following DLC, since the nuke that was dropped in the DLC more than likely destroyed Haran and the countryside. However, the second trailer did bring up many questions in my head, the first being if the fall takes place 15 years after the Haran virus, where did the new fall take place, and how did the virus spread past the isolated zones of the slums, Old Town, and the countryside? For crying out loud, how has no one found a cure as of yet?
Dying Light 2 features a functioning ecosystem that reacts on multiple levels to the things you do and the choices you make. In the example we're about to show you, our protagonist undertakes a mission for the Peacekeepers, one of the many factions active in the city. They want you to negotiate with two survivors who are controlling and hoarding a water supply.
Are you going to insult us with another final offer?
Let's say you choose to carry out the Peacekeepers' orders, one way or another.
Lay back!
After this, you'll start seeing a significant change in the city, as access to the water supply has allowed the Peacekeepers to bring stability and develop the area. There's even running water for the people at street level. And that raises their morale and allows you to replenish your energy on the go. But there's a cost to this. The PKs have a rigid approach to law and order. So while the streets may be safer, it's only safe for those who side with them. So if you get on their bad side. Now let's return to that moment of choice. And instead of killing them, you choose to team up with this group to supply water in the black market. As you will see, this creates a very different set of consequences for the city. With water being a precious currency, it brings you access to new resources and trade. But this in turn attracts the worst type of people to the area. And this is just a single decision, one out of hundreds you'll have to make. But it allows you to carve out your own world, your own city from the apocalypse. Each player's game experience will be unique. And by the way, this is just what happens in the day. At night, well, things tend to get a lot darker.
Alright, so this is all off script now, but I actually just went back to go listen to the third trailer talking about how your choices make differences in the world, and I'm questioning how the freak did two survivors, on their own, when there's a whole faction looking for this water supply, manage to hoard and control water. Like, how can't the Peacekeepers just go in and like exterminate them like ants? You know, it's like a whole team of Peacekeepers. And it's only two survivors, and y'all sending me on this mission by myself. That doesn't make any sense. And you're telling me because I killed two people that water just automatically goes to the city and everybody's happy. Now what if I decide to side with these two people? Like the trailer says, trade opens up in the black market, but then what do I go back and tell the faction? How does that like advance the story? Won't the PK just kill me since they told me to kill or negotiate with these two survivors that are hoarding and controlling the water? I'm kind of confused. And since we're talking about a story like that, just how many endings are there going to be? The team in the interview, they state that they're putting all they have into the campaign. Like, there's not going to be any additional game modes added. I don't think. Now, they should have Be the Zombie mode, but even that wasn't stated, and that was in the first game at launch, so I'm just assuming. But if there are so many choices that you can make, how do you make sure that the game doesn't like slowly converge back into one linear storyline, even though you've made all those different choices? So that's one thing that I'm interested in. You can make all these different decisions, but how does that affect like the possible endings? You know, a Dying Light with like 20 different endings would be great, but How will they make that happen? And I know I'm throwing a lot of shade at the game now. I'm reading off script. Everything on script was kind of just, oh, nice. And I'm coddling the game because I just want it to be great in this excellent thing. But no, not anymore. Those are the few things that I was worried about. And I just want to say that it's Dying Light, alright? In Techland, we trust at this point. You know, they know what they're doing. I'm just giving my own thoughts and opinions. And my thoughts and opinion on that soundtrack is that it's on fleek. Alright, if you haven't listened to the original Dying Light, possibly going to be a link in the description, but you can just type in the YouTube search engine, Dying Light soundtrack, Dying Light, the following soundtrack. It's on point. And the soundtrack in this game is on point too. Alright, so, you know, I don't know if the original composer's still there. If he's not, dang, that sucks. But if he's there, he's still doing a good job. Keep him hired. Anyways, back on track with the gameplay. You guys can tell that the first part of this video is really on script, and now I'm going everywhere. So there's not a lot of story to extrapolate, since the devs have used this gameplay trailer to emphasize the fact that the choices that you make and what you do will have different impacts on the world depending on what you choose to do. So now I just want to talk about the gameplay. Now, from going back and listening to this trailer like 5 or 6 times, it actually just clicked that they just said water will replenish your energy. So I'm thinking that that's good, because now it's going toward like a more original, or not original but realistic type gameplay, where, you know, if you get tired, you don't have water after a minute, you're just going to be dehydrated. You won't be able to run as fast. So I'm thinking that the water in the city is actually going to be useful to upping your stamina, keeping you going. Possibly you could even like lose some parkour abilities if you're not too hydrated, if you're not like able to do them based on your water levels, etc., etc. I think that would be nice, that you wouldn't just be able to perform the tricks based on your level, but you would need some type of something to go with what you want to do to make that possible. But to talk about abilities, there were a lot of parkour and combat abilities that were showcased in the trailer. Most of them, like the roll, the drop kick, the tic tac, made it into the game. But like from the first E3 trailer, like the little heart stabbing ability, that wasn't in there. That kind of confused me because that move was on point. And I think it got replaced with the drop attack, where you kind of just jump on top of a zombie and smash their head down into the ground. But, you know, I'm not too concerned with that either. Like I said, Techland we trust. In the interview, they said that they're keeping everything that we love from the first game, and they're only enhancing the 3 pillars, which they call melee, parkour, and the day and night cycle, to make them better. But that also makes me question, how will the nighttime gameplay stand compared to the original game, and will it be enhanced? And if so, how? Because I looked at like the time frames for the nighttime cycle from the first E3 trailer in 2014, and in the second E3 trailers for Dying Light 2, and I'm noticing, like, well, I said 1 minute and 30 seconds earlier, but now it's like a minute of time that was spent talking about the daytime, and then like the rest of the trailer for E3 2014 was spent discussing the nighttime cycle. So they put a really big emphasis on the nighttime, which really helped to promote the game. I think I said that earlier in this video. But I noticed that in the Dying Light 2 trailers, it's only there for like 1 second. So like, are you guys trying to just have that there just for the sake of having the nighttime there? Or will it be enhanced with like faster zombies? And I don't mean like the fast zombies like the virals and stuff that we got. That was good. But I'm thinking something like a mod or something. Like, there's a mod that's already been out there. I think it's like I Am Legion. If we could have anything like that, or a specific mode, like hardcore mode in the game, where it would just keep the fear factor going on at night while you could still do the missions and stuff, that would be great. I just don't want the fear factor of the nighttime mode to go away after you level up like halfway, because you're already able to move around the city so fast, and it won't feel the same, because now it just seems like, oh, now I'm just getting chased by volatiles that keep pouncing me, and it's kind of gets annoying after that. But those are my thoughts on all 3 of the trailers. I got a little bit into the interview. I'm gonna leave that in the description down below. Just Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the game so far. If you guys are excited for Dying Light 2, MVR reference. I know I'm excited for that soundtrack. I will see you guys in the next one. And TripleForteMatt is out. Peace.